Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Monday. I'm going to get our playlist for today. We've done this one before, but it fits my vibe today, so that's what we're going for. Hi, good morning, Emma. Do you see what I see? A baby in a basket? The sweetest baby. You know, the way that I just get her to use it every time is putting catnip in it, putting treats in it. And anytime we've gone in the car, it's kind of, we bring it with us. And if she gets really overwhelmed, it's like a safe spot for her to hide in. So she has some positive connotation with it. So I think that's the important part. Not like I'm some kind of cat trainer. I have no idea. Oh, wow. You ever do your eyeliner and you're like, yeah, it's great. And you're like, actually, nope. Oof. All right, so for everybody hopping on, welcome, good morning. It's my plan to work on a lot of warriors today. Hey, Shayla. We're going to do lots of warriors. I'm wearing our favorite top. Yes. Ooh, candle behind here, surprise. We're going to work on warrior ones. We're going to work on some lunges. And then it's also our assignment today to learn about Martin Luther King. It's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Wow, that's a lot of hair. I don't know if you've seen both me, my cat, and my fiance in one spot, but it's a very hairy situation. Hot pie, always vacuuming after you. Because we love you. So for today, grab some water. Water is always nice. If you want a stickery water bottle, grab one of those. And we'll also be using blocks today. So grab 2 blocks. We'll get started in like 1 minute because I know not everybody hops on right away. And just a reminder, I am doing my conditioning class tonight. So tonight at 4 o'clock. And we're going to be doing more slipping and sliding. Hi, Steph. So we're going to do strengthening for the core, strengthening for the legs. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., We're going to take what we learned today. Hi, Brian. We're going to take the flow that we're doing today and turn it into a power flow with inversions. So I really recommend coming to class tomorrow. It's at 9 o'clock instead of 9:30. And it'll be a kick-ass strengthening flow. It'll be on Zoom. Oh, Sophie, my baby. Okay, let's get going. So again, this is back to basics. We're going to keep it simple, but there's plenty of opportunities for you to take this practice further, or you can just relish in the feelings around taking these shapes with a newcomer's perspective, yeah? So we'll get started actually seated. Huh, Pie, you ready for this, boo? I'll give you treats after class. So we're going to go Baddha Konasana seated. I want you to place one of your blocks like right by your side because we're going to use that in a hot second when we lay down. But I just want you to find this nice diamond shape with your legs, and you can push that diamond into a deeper diamond or a closer one. I prefer with my heels further away from me. Now I want to try to sit up nice and tall, and then we're going to fold forwards over the legs any little amount. This is going to help stretch out our low back, and it's going to also help open up our hips for today because I do want to get some Malasana and some Skandasana in here. Whew. We'll spend 2 more big breaths. And then we'll bring ourselves all the way up to seated. And then we'll lengthen out our legs nice and long in front of us. And we're hip width distance, so you don't have to squeeze the legs together or anything. Now, if you need it, you can bend your knees if it helps you to sit up a lot taller. Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Hinge from your hip line here and move towards the shin bones, move towards the feet. You can hold on to your feet. You can pull the toes back to get a deeper stretch into your calves. I know I need it. I did some, it's not a mountain, but hillside scrambling yesterday, so my calves are really sore. Hey, cutie butt. Ooh. All right, one more round of breath here. And then we'll walk ourselves all the way up. I want you to lengthen out your legs all the way, point through your toes, reach forward, contract into the belly, and roll down one backbone at a time. When you make it up, reach your arms up above you, and let's do some stretching. I want you to reach the left arm and left leg away from your midline, and then do the same thing on the right, reaching and reaching. So you're just kind of being a little wiggle worm here on the ground. Oof. And then try to stretch out into all 4 corners. Big inhale. Exhale, pull the knees in towards your chest, wrap your hands around the shin bones, feel the low back press into the mat, and let's rock a little bit side to side. Massaging out the low spine, massaging out your sacrum area. Rock yourself back to center, plant the feet onto the ground, grab up your block, and let's put ourselves into a supported bridge. Your block can go underneath you on its lowest level, or medium. Will avoid the highest level because it won't be conducive to where we're going next. So most important part of doing any type of lunge is opening up the front line of the body. That's going to be our intention here. So you can stay with your feet on the ground like this, or you can start to walk the legs away from you. I prefer to take my arms up above my head here, and we're going to spend 5 glorious breaths in this position. So you stay there. I'm going to get up in your grill. Yeah. This This is an excellent stretch for countering sitting at a desk. If you have any low spine issues, it's not the best to stay in this position forever, but being here for a little bit is totally okay. Let's do 2 more breaths, and then we're gonna work with our legs and do even more opening here. All right. Now, if we're ready for a deeper experience, let's pull our right knee in towards our chest and wrap the hands around the shin bone. If you're like, oh shit, and your left leg is lifting or it just feels too intense, maybe the block on a higher level is too much and you want to drop it down. But wherever you are, let's circle out our ankles. I want to hear all the snap, crackle, pop, all the Rice Krispies treats. Reverse that circle. And then place the left hand onto your hip. Let the ankle relax and wing out this right leg a couple of times. Move it around into the socket a little bit. You're not going to get a big amount of range because you're balancing on this block, yeah? Now let's switch out our legs. Left leg comes in, right leg goes long. Woo! Holding on to the shin bone. And again, circly, circly. Get your ankles and feet happy. Oh my God, remember our happy feet class last week? Yeah. Stephanie was like, sorry, screaming feet more like it. Let's reverse these circles. And then relax the foot. Hang on to this left shin bone. Let's move this left leg a little bit in and out from the midline. And again, if you don't have blocks, it's not a big deal. You can do all this work without the blocks. You may just not get that extreme front body lengthening. All right, let's place this left foot onto the ground. Right foot on the ground. Let's lift up your hips. Remove the block. Try to push it towards the front of your space where everything else is. And I want you to push your triceps into the ground and really lift up your sternum too. So you're in this extreme bridge. If you want to chest expand, feel free to chest expand, okay? Big breath in. Big breath out. Now elevate your heels. Let's roll you down slowly, one backbone at a time. Once your hips find the ground, pull your knees in towards your chest, fingertips in your knee pits. Let's rock. Now, if rocking ain't your thing, no worries. You can just bring yourself all the way up to a seat. But we are going to be going into tabletop position, hands and knees. Oof. So let's go there together, all fours. Great. Now, once you make it into this space, spread out your hands nice and wide here. Let's open up your forearms a little bit. Rock yourself forwards and backwards. If you know that you want something more extreme here, you can always externally rotate the arms, and the emphasis will be on a shift and hold backwards. Great. If you're fully externally rotated, let's take it back to facing the front of the space. And we're going to open up our hips a little bit here. I want you to place just your left forearm down onto the ground. This is going to automatically open you up towards the right-hand side. We'll lift up this right leg. Now I want you to extend your leg out nice and straight and then bend it, pulling the heel in towards the butt. Let's do this a couple times. If you get a little cramp in your outer hip, you can just lower the knee down to the ground, okay? Now let's keep this leg nice and bent, and we're going to do some full circles with this right leg. Good. Reverse those circles into the opposite direction. And then find a neutral space. Preferably point your knee out to the right-hand side. Push yourself back up to your hands. Extend your right leg out to the right-hand side of your world. My foot, I'm just going to lean back to show you. I want to try to get the entire foot onto the ground, and your toes are pointing forwards in front of you here. We're going to go through cat-cows to open our inner thighs. Reach the heart forward, and then round and contract, navel to spine. Pi heard the call of the cat-cow. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, round and contract. Do 3 more just like that. I really want you to focus on the protraction across your shoulder blades. So pushing into the ground, pulling in the core, contracting your pectoral muscles and the fronts of your deltoids. Nice. Finish off your last one, and then easy peasy lemon squeezy. Bring your right knee in and plant it to the ground. Let's do all those shenanigans on the other side. Right form is going to lower down to the ground. We're going to open up and extend our left leg towards the back of the space, just like you're karate kicking something away from you. Pull the knee in and extend it back a couple times. And then let's keep a bend and do some big wiggles here in the hip. Make sure that you go into both directions. Always. Okay. And then keep your left knee pointed out towards the left-hand side. Ooh. Press yourself up to both hands. Extend the left leg out to the side. Flatten the foot to the ground. Here we go. Back into our cat-cows. Reach the heart forward, breath in. Wow. Exhale, round and contract. It's like a whole new world in there, huh? Good. Last 2 of these cat-cows. And then just bring it in. Planting both of your knees down to the earth. Realign a little bit. Get your fingertips spread out nice and wide. Floating tabletop position. 10-second hold. Tuck your toes. Float your knees. Breathe. Hold the core in. Spine is long. You can do this. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, downward facing dog on 1. Lift your hips. Feel free to pedal out the legs. You can step them out wider. Waggle your hips side to side. Good. So this is our first downward facing dog today. So I want you to relish in it a little bit. And every time I take a down dog, it's a great opportunity to just like see where my calves are at, see where my hamstrings are at that day. Because it changes depending on what my activities are. Now, if you're still pedaling and wiggling around, it's all good, but let's try to find a still downward facing dog. And here's the things I want you to attempt to create in your body. Lifted sit bones, so think about them going up to the sky, a long spine, and then corset the ribs together. So even if you've never worn a corset in your life, just imagine the lower ribs pulling in. So this is how we engage our core during a shape like this. Stay there for another breath in. Nice. And one more breath out. Excellent. Now lift up your heels nice and high. Bend your knees deep. Look to the top of your mat and step both of your feet to the top. There's no need for you to go feet together. I just want you to hang out in a fold hip width distance. I have like bobby pins hiding in my hair. I don't know where they are. There might even be a bird in here. Who knows? All right, gang. Nice and slow. Roll yourself all the way up to standing. And when you make it all the way up, roll out your shoulders a few times. Ooh, letting that feel really good, yeah? Now we're going to do this movement with our body. I'm going to face you for it because it's a little hard to see from the side, You're gonna lean over to the right, lean down towards the ground, over towards your left, and all the way back up. So we're doing these like full circles. I want you to maintain a little bit of plie, a little bit of bend into your knees as you do this, okay? Ooh. It's fun. It's not yoga, it's just movement. Now let's do this in the opposite direction. I'm kind of getting a little bit high from this. I don't know about you. Maybe I'm just dizzy. I don't know. I haven't done drugs in a really long time, so this is like the best that I can do. Last two. Nice. Last one, we're going to meet all the way down in a hold. Now show me a halfway lift. I want you to lengthen out through your spine. And here, imagine as if you're doing a deadlift. I want you to flex your butt cheeks open. Does that make sense? It's like you're trying to push and rip your mat down the center of your mat. This is how we find muscular engagement during stretching. This helps us create more healthy boundaries in our bodies for space. And then forward folds. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Ooh. Last one like that, halfway lift. Let's fold to plant and step back into a high plank position. Good, now we're gonna do another 10-second hold, this time in a high plank. Know that you can always modify by going down to tabletop or floating tabletop if you prefer that. Belly in, same thing, protraction in shoulder blades. Thinking about squeezing your butt bones down towards your heels. Last 3, last 2, and 1. Up and back into downward facing dog. Big breaths in. Big breaths out. Widen out your stance a little bit. And we're going to go into my favorite. Twisted downward facing dog. Right hand reaches underneath you. Tries to find a spot on your left leg. Now notice if your butt swings out to the left, pull that ass on back. Try to center it. This is helping also for stability in your shoulder. Lats are working. Grip into your fingertips. 1 more breath here. And then we'll move to the other side. Right hand finds its way. Make sure it's kind of even with the left. And do the same thing. Reaching underneath. Making creepy eye contact with your cat in the little opium den. Hi, baby. Nice. Let's pull ourselves all the way back to center. We'll lift up our heels nice and high. Bend your knees. Maybe you step. Maybe you take a little hop towards the top of your mat. Ooh, feet come all the way behind your hands. Now soften the knees. Roll everything all the way up to rise. This time we'll work with our legs together. We're going to start to introduce our twists. That will be helpful during this lunge class. So let's lengthen the tailbone down. Try to get that little tucking sensation. Arms are going to reach up towards the sky. Big inhale here in your mountain. Exhale, open heart twist to the right-hand side without the hips coming along for the ride. So if you open the hips, close that shit down. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, open twist to your left. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen. Fold to plant, step back to high plank. Ashtanga style first, lean forward. Knees, chin, chest. I've got a mic on, so I'm not going to go all the way down. Ripple yourself forward into Bhujangasana, low cobra. Remind your shoulders to squeeze down here. Press the tops of your feet into the mat. Push up and back into downward facing dog. Nice. We're going to work with that. We're going to adjust it a little bit as we go. We got 4 more rounds. Heels high. Bend your knees, look forward. Travel to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Rise up to standing, breath in. Exhale, open heart twist to the right. Inhale, lift back up. Open twist to the left. So good. Inhale, back up. Forward fold, take it all the way down. Halfway lift, lengthen out. Fold to plant chaturanga your way. That can look like your vinyasa style. That can be modified with knees down, but we're gonna add upward facing dog. If this is a no-go for you, then take that low cobra. Downward facing dog. One breath in between these rounds. I don't know why I'm still wearing socks. I just realized that. Okay, heels high, bend your knees, look forward, travel to the top. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Now rise all the way up to standing. And then open heart twist to your right. Inhale back up. Open twist left. Inhale back up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Fold to plant chaturanga. Now I'm going to set you loose on these next three. Feel free to add or subtract anything you want. I'm going to do a hell of a lot less coaching, more flowing, okay? Let your breath be the primary connection. The breath starts before the movement starts. We've got two more together. I'm, of course, making things more difficult by trying to float into handstand, so don't follow me if you don't want to do that. This is our last one. Squeeze your butt. And once we make it to down dog, you can take 5 breaths here. You can always take 5 breaths in a child's pose. If you're feeling crazy today, you can do 5 breaths in a dolphin pose. So either of these options. That's the cool thing about yoga is it's a buffet. Take what you want, don't do the rest. Sing it with me now. Do what you want, don't take the rest. We got 3 more breaths. And we're going to start lunging, boo. Nice. Okay. From the back of your mat, heels nice and high. Bend your knees, look forward. Travel to the top of your mat. Feet hip-width distance apart. I want you to find a halfway lift and locate both of your blocks if you've got them. I want these blocks to be like your little arms today, yeah? They're extending the space. They're allowing you to hollow out through the belly area and reach your sit bones towards the back. Now soften into the knees. Lean the weight into the right foot and extend your left foot slowly to the back of your mat. Step it down. As you shift forwards, or technically backwards, reframe your right foot with your blocks. You'll notice it's not into the center line. It's a bit out to the right-hand side. Allow your left hip to sink towards the earth, opening up your chest line to the front. Now I want you to rock the hips forward, almost like you're stretching out your calf, and pull back. Lean, back. Imagine as if your hip bowl was like a giant ice cream scooper, and you were just scooping that shit for yourself. Yes, you're having ice cream for breakfast. We have sherbet if you are lactose intolerant. Last 3. It's a big stretch for the feet. 2 and 1. Shift the hips back, lengthen out through your right leg, stretch out your calf muscle. Now open up your hip to the left and then square it back to the front. Pull the toes towards the face. Good, let's do this 2 more times. Inhale, bend. Exhale, pull back. Remind yourself of the square hips. Inhale, bend. Exhale, pull back. Nice. Bend, lower your left knee down to the ground and reach both of your arms up to the sky. You can stay tucked or untuck. I'm going to tuck. It feels better for my knees. And I'm actually going to pull myself back away from the ground a bit. Take a breath in. Exhale, open up to your right hand side into a twist. Now let's exalt this twist. Right hand is going to find the back of your left hamstring. Reach up and back. Squeeze your butt to protect the back. Nice. Take everything back to center. Hands come down onto the blocks. Tuck the toes, lift up your knees. With control, can you keep your blocks here, but step the left foot forward so that the blocks are almost behind your heels. Forward folds. Feel free to wrap your peace fingers around your big toes, or even go for Padahastasana, hands to feet pose. Pull yourself deeper and give your hamstrings all the love they need. Again, we're just following this body blueprint. We're not trying to change the way your body fits in space, but adapting the modality that we are doing, which is some fusion of yoga stuff, into your body. Now, if in your Padahastasana or your hand to big toe pose, let's release, let's get out of it. Grab those blocks, place them in front of you a torso length away and press. Soften into the knees a bit, lean the weight into the left foot, extend your left leg back behind you. Feel that balance because you're working symmetrically. Big step to the back. Walk your blocks back. Let that give you permission to sink the right hip down, opening up your chest to the front. And again, we're going to do these wee scoops. Little shift and shift. Hips are on just this little swing. If you notice, most of the action is happening in my right foot. If you are flat-footed, this is murder. But guess what? Your feet are as malleable as the rest of your body, right? Last 3 BBs. 2. Oh, Jesus. Last 1. Shift back, pull the left leg long. Wow, my thighs. Now open up the right hip a little bit and then square it off, close it up. California is closed, your hips are closed, okay? Bend into your left knee. And then again, pull it back. Bend into the knee. Pull it back. Last one, bend into your knee. And pull it back. Rebend into your knee to take the right knee down to the ground. Oof. Tucked or untucked, reach your arms up above you, and instead of going into your deepest, push into your left foot. Bring yourself back, but keep those hips nice and closed. Now open up into a twist to your left hand side. Not being in a deep lunge is what's going to help you here. Left hand is going to find your right hamstring. Right arm reaches up and over. It's a bit of a balance here for this exalted warrior. Nice. Let's take it all the way back home to the blocks. Back knee lifts. It's a bit of a challenge because the blocks are kind of behind our heels here. Step towards the top. Ooh. And then again, forward folds. Ditch the blocks. If you need to work yourself deeper, again, you can go for your Padahastasana. You can wrap your fingers around your toes. If you're looking for something more difficult, I've got just the thing for you. You can go into your Padahastasana, lean your weight forward into your big toe ball mounts, and try to float your heels up off of the ground. It's a wee bit scary. Don't fall, because you can't take your hands out from under you easily. Ooh. All right, last 3, 2, and 1. Heels down, throw. Take your hands out from underneath your feet if they're there. Show me a little halfway lift. And then let's go through a chaturanga. Hands find the ground. Hop back, step back. Ooh. Upward facing. And downward facing dog. Lift the hips all the way up and back. Now listen up. I want you to turn your feet out at the back of your mat. Try to get your heels down to the ground. Start to walk yourself all the way to the back. And we're going to take a rest in Malasana at the back of our space. Bend into your knees. Open up your hips. Push the elbows into the thighs nice and wide. Maybe your Malasana is up here, up here, up here. It can be anywhere. I know that yoga is a very ableist practice, at least most of the forms practiced in the West. So make it work for you. Good. We're going to spend 3 more breaths in this Malasana. Yeah. And then we're going to get to our standing shapes. And always know, if you want to take like an arm balance right here at the back, you can do that too. You all make me so happy. I wish we were here in person. We're pretending to be right now, okay? All right, folks. Little challenge here for you. At the back of your mat, in that big Malasana shape, I want you to go all the way up to standing. So pushing into your tootsies. All the way up, 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 up. Nice. Now pivot your toes to face the front of the mat. And we're going to go for a little moonwalk. Lift up your right leg in front of you. We're going to step into a big, deep lunge. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Knee taps the ground. Lift yourself up. Good. Knee taps the ground. Lift yourself up. So good. I know we're just going for it today, okay? Front line of the body lengthening. This is the last mean part of class, okay? Last 3. You guys know how much of a lying problem I have too. I'm like, Tracy, don't tell lies. All the way up, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, open twist to your right hand side. Nice. Now, right hand is going to touch your left hamstring up and over into that big exalted warrior. Nice. Sweep it back through center. Let's open into warrior 2. Squeegee that left heel down. Reach your arms to the front and back of the space. Now, let's work our upper body. I want you to lean forward, almost like you're going into side angle. And then pull it back. Reach forward. Pull it back. Just a little bit of dynamic movement here, okay? Feels so good. Feels so nice. Last 3. 2. Far side just got me in a mood. Last one, we're leaning back. Reverse warrior. Big side body stretch. Exhale, let's go into Skandasana at the back. Pull to center. Bend into your left knee. Keep that right leg long and kind of reaching towards the front as you go down into this big deep squat. Again, maybe your Malasana is here today. Maybe you're here. Big fatty fat hip opener. Breathe with me. We're going to walk ourselves to the front of our space in 3. Nice. In 2. Nice. And 1. Walk yourself all the way to the front of the space. Frame it up. Right leg reaches up to the sky. Big open hip. Hello, dolly. And circle it out. Nice. Square down the hip. Return back to downward facing dog. Optional to take a chaturanga here. Rolling it forward. Maybe you want to make it a double. Upward facing. And then downward facing dog. Take it up and back. Open up the feet wide into that like down dog second position. I know it's a weird one, huh? And then walk yourself back down into our second to last malasana today. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling all the good endorphins. So is Pi. She is so high right now. Hey, baby, you okay in there? She's like, yeah, Mom, don't talk to me. I'll bring you snacks later when you get your munchies. Okay, let's push into our feet. Bring ourselves all the way up to standing. Woo, work those thighs. Take the feet into hip width distance apart. It's time for our big step. Lift up the left leg. It's the last time we're doing this shit. Right knee works down and lift it back up. Wasn't that graceful? I know it, huh? Everyone, last 3. Last 2. Look at you. Last 1. You're up and open up to the left-hand side. Twist. Now let's exalt it. Left hand to the back of the hamstring. Right arm reaches up, 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 up. Nice. And then let's work our way forwards and into warrior 2. Sweeping the right arm underneath. Little adjustment into the feet. Upper body work, dynamic movement. Reach and lean. And take it back. So even though we have this open hip position, you can still consider this a lunge. Thighs are working. If you do belly dance, we're basically doing snake arms. Last 3. Last 2. If your back hurts, squeeze your ass. Leaning, reaching towards the back, reverse warrior, big open side body. Nice, Skandasana. Bend into your right knee, left set of toes, stay pointing up to the sky. And we took a few breaths here, getting into this open space. All right, now let's work our way towards the top of our mat. You can push into the ground to walk yourself there. Framing up the left leg. Reach the left leg up to the sky and open up your hip. Take some movement, take some circles. And then work yourself back into downward facing dog. Again, we take another 5 breaths here. No, you can always child's pose. But if you would like to try something a little bit different, and by a little bit different, I just mean we've been kind of working some things close to this. Puppy pose. So I'm going to keep my butt in the air, bring my chest to the ground, reach my arms forward in front of me. Yeah? Nice. If you're feeling a little more advanced today, you can bring your heels in towards your butt, reach back, and capture the feet. I like to call that one rotisserie chicken, because you look ready to bake at 450. Oh, Tracy Lynn. Again, so down dog, child's pose. You've got your Anahatasana melting heart or reaching back for the feet. 10 seconds. 10 seconds and we'll take our final pathway through these shapes. All right, folks, we're meeting back in down dog. So if you made your way down towards your belly to take those bigger heart openers, pull yourself up and back. We're going to take a different entry. Right leg is going to lift up to the sky. Open up your hip, bend into your knee. Nice, let's square the hip, lengthen your leg. Really, really push, lengthen. Pull the knee in towards your nose, round and step through low lunge. Inhale, rise into your high crescent. Exhale, open up into your high twist. Inhale, finding your exalted warrior. Exhale, warrior two, backstroke into that position. Good, inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, skandasana at the back of your mat. From here, take a breath in. Exhale, push off your left leg back into warrior two. I know, ooh, that's a hard one. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, back down into your skandasana. We're just doing this 2 more times. It's like a single-legged pistol. Breath in. Exhale, push into your warrior two, smart feet. Last one, inhale, reverse. Exhale, push into your skanda. Or it's the opposite of a push. Words are hard for me in the morning. Push yourself into your warrior two. Nice. Now lengthen out your right leg. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Left hand up to sky. Right hand down to the ground or onto a block. Yay, blocks are so helpful. If you're using this block, it's really nice to place it behind the leg. It allows you to get a little more flat, a little more open. Very good, everyone. Now let's bend into the front knee, square the body down to frame the leg, and lower your left knee down to the ground. We're going into our deepest lunge yet. Now, blocks can be super helpful for this one too, okay? If you're feeling really high and tight. If you are feeling more open, fingertips can kind of glaze the ground here. I want you to start to lift up your chest and walk your hands and or hands-on blocks back. I like to externally rotate, especially if I'm working on the blocks. Now, one way I like to coax myself to get deeper, I just did it right there. It's a really small action, pulling back, squaring off the hips, and then allowing myself to sink back down. It's like a version of proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation, or PNF stretching. It's an old trick from doing dance and contortion, squeezing and releasing. Maybe you're feeling just really open, really far back there. You can also bend into this left knee, especially if you are working that other shape, reaching back with both of the arms. Big pull. In our little rotisserie chicken, yeah? 3 breaths. Ooh, spiritual experience right here, folks. All right, let's take ourselves back forward. Lengthen out through your right leg to counter. That should feel really nice. Pulling toes towards your face, melting your heart down. And then bring yourself back forwards. Choose your escape method, high to mid plank. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we're on to our last side. Left leg lifts. Nice hip opens, getting all that good and glorious space. Now square everything off. Pull the knee in towards your nose. Big squeezing step through low lunge. Up into your high crescent, stacking the shoulders above the hips, arms up overhead. Open up into your twist to the left. This is it. Find your hamstring exalted. Nice, warrior two. I like to lift to get into that. Reverse warrior. Good, skandasana, take it down. Okay, now here's where we did some shit. Press into your right foot. Into your warrior two. That's good. I feel a lot stronger in that. Reverse warrior. Skandasana. I know, it's terrible. Press into the right foot. Ah! You're like, holy shit, if this is beginners, what the hell is tomorrow gonna be? You'll be okay. We won't do these, I promise. Push yourself up. Warrior two. Hold. Lengthen out through your left leg. Trikonasana. Feel free to find your block if you need it. If you're using that block, place it behind the leg. I like to use blocks because they help me be a lot more clinical in my technique. And I like doing these shapes for my body awareness, so we're not trying to throw ourselves into these stretches all willy-nilly. Sometimes I talk like I am not from this time. Okay, now let's soften into the left knee, square ourselves down. We're gonna work into our big lunge. Almost there, guys. Guys, gals, and other identifications. Okay, so we got our nice lift here. Tucked or untucked, walking back and your mount. Again, if your low back hurts, pull back, squeeze your butt. We're not loading our back. We're doing better in 2021, okay? Big open chest. Don't rush into that final foot grab if you're going for it. Spend a few moments here. All right, if we're going for the foot grab, oh my God. Christ on the cross. Yeah, it's a situation. But I'm staying for 5 seconds, okay? And 5 slow Mississippis, okay? Last 2. Last 1, really gently release. Y'all, I'm schwitzing. Okay, counter it by lengthening out your left leg, half split. Woo. Ooh. And then we'll rebend into the front knee. We'll lift, we'll exit out the way we want to. Upward facing. And then downward facing dog. Now place your knees onto the ground, together, nice and close. Embryo pose. Place your forehead onto the ground. Let your arms reach back behind you, palms face up. We just did all that front body lengthening, so allow the front body to close up a little bit. And everything from here on out's on the ground. You got this. Oh, baby pie. Sweet angel. All right, my lover bugs. From that embryo, bring yourself back up. We're gonna end with reclining hero or Virasana. I've got a block nearby just in case. Now, I wanna lean forward, open up my feet away from each other. My knees are still close. And I wanna try to sit between my heels. If it's a little tricky, try to move your calf flesh. And if that's not possible, then sit on a block, yeah? Because it's a lot of passive flexion on your knee. Make sure that the complete tops of your feet are on the ground. So maybe they need to walk in a little bit or walk out a little bit, depending on your anatomy. And if you're ready for more, you can lean back. Rules are knees stay on the ground, but the legs can open up to hip width distance. You can also place your forearms on the ground. Again, knees stay on the ground. Maximum expression, all the way onto your back. And grabbing your elbows up above your head here. Try to scoop your butt underneath you. That's going to help maximize the lengthening in your quads. There's a natural lift in the upper lumbar and thoracic spine. Five breaths here. If you're all the way down, grab for your heels, push into your forearms to bring you all the way up. And then walk yourself forward. Maybe you need to take a little down dog to get some blood back in your knees. And then we'll take our knees back down to the ground, inner thighs together. Swing both of your legs to your left-hand side. Pick up the left leg, extend it straight to the back of your mat, and start to move backwards to get into your pigeon. So obviously I went clear off of my mat. It's okay to do that. You don't have to stay within the rubber rectangle, but if your OCD is killing you and you want to get back on it, feel free to do that. And we'll take you down into your full expression. I'm just hitting repeat on this last song on the playlist if you're following. All right, let's walk you up. And if you want to take a moment here to feel the openness of this front line and try a little mermaid pigeon, pulling the left leg in. Place it into your elbow crease. And then we'll do our other side. So we'll get there by just stepping back to down dog. You can walk yourself, I love walking like this, all the way back onto your mat. And then we'll lower our knees to the ground. Swing both legs over to your right. Pick up the right leg, extend it back, and then squeegee yourself backwards to get into your pigeon. Working yourself all the way down. Whatever emotions come, let them come. Whatever resistance pops up, let it pop up. Perhaps this is just a really safe space for you to just be. It's really important in today's world to have spaces like that we can access. All right, let's walk ourselves up. I kind of wanted to stay there forever. I was really feeling that release. If you try for that mermaid version, right leg comes in. You can also place it into your elbow crease and do a little gable grip above the head. Big stretch for the lats and side body. Hi. I love you. It's so great. I get to do yoga every day with my animals. All right, releasing the leg. I know Sophie feels the same. I'm sure Bean's just watching you. And we'll step back to our very last down dog. And just feel the difference from your first DD to this last one. And then we'll take it all the way down. Sitting onto our tuchus. Reaching the legs forward and front. Rolling down the same way that we started class. Long, lengthening. All the way down onto our back. And if there's any trickiness in the low spine, bend your knees, find a shape, or maybe take an opportunity for Apanasana or Happy Baby. And when you're ready for that Shavasana, take it. Take it, take it, take it. Lay all the way down onto your back. And as you drift into this Shavasana, I just randomly turned to this page in Nayira Wahid's Salt poetry book. There is you and you. This is a relationship. This is the most important relationship. Home. So settle in here, friends. We'll just do a couple more minutes of Shavasana. All right, darlings, take a deeper breath in. And the deepest exhale, the release out. Bringing this sacred time with yourself to a close. Feel free to wiggle and squiggle and reach and lengthen. Coaxing your body to roll off to one side and then bring itself up to a seat. Know that I'm so honored to guide you this morning. Thanks for hanging with me. Thanks for moving. I hope I get to see you maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. Namaste and thank you. I hope you will have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks, Brian. You too, love. Thanks for coming. Yeah, Emma. Yay. Good thing we were on the same wavelength today. Thanks, Stephanie. Thanks, Shayla. Yes, Sophie. And yeah, this is the book we read from today. Nayyirah Waheed Salt. One of my favorite Black female poets. So many goodies in here. If you're ever interested, check her out. I've had this book for a long time. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Oof. I know I feel better. I got to get myself ready for our class for tonight. So, the night crowd. I want to bring you all over to the tent. I don't want to disturb her. She's sleeping. Nope, she's a goner. Cute. Hot tater tube. Thanks for coming. Thank you. Yeah, feel free to ask any questions. I love answering questions if I know the answers. Oh, Pi Indigo says hi. She's like, you want a little treat for all your good behavior? Yeah, let's go show them. Your adoring fans. Oh, she's up there now. Oh, hi, Tanya. Ooh, baby, I'm going to give you a chunky piece. Damn, look at that. Yeah, millions of accounts. Now I need to put this immediately away or else she'll break into the bag. She's a little thief. I know, you've already gotten dry food, wet food, treats. You got catnip. Pie, hi. Yep. All right, everyone. Well, I'll log off from here. Link will go out for the Zoom class tonight at around 2 or 3 o'clock. And I hope I get to see you all tomorrow morning. All right, see ya.